Good morning, everyone. I'm whispering because my wife is sleeping about 15 feet away. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. It's 7:30, it's Sunday morning. Before I go out and play some basketball, by the way, I got my brand new Pinnacle t-shirts on. Before I go play some basketball, we're gonna do an Ask Me Anything. I did a post on Instagram the other day where I allowed people to ask questions, and today I'm gonna try to answer some of those questions. I can't answer all of them because I can't just fork over my entire business and my social security. So I have two questions here. We're going to answer them together. When did you start flipping homes? Flipping. How did you get started in real estate? What did you do before? So I graduated college in 2009, the latter part of 2009. I had taken off a few years in between to be a hot mess and to find myself. I had at that point gone back to school, done very well, and was planning on going to law school. And the market was saturated, and the economy overall was crashing. So I one day closed my books studying for the LSATs and said to my friend, I'm done, and law school's out. So I graduated. I did not take a full-time position in accounting despite doing an internship, and pulled some money together from everyone that I knew and started with my first project in 2010. So these are the kinds of questions that I can't specifically answer because it wouldn't be prudent as a business person. What is your average cost per square foot for your builds? And another question that came in, what's the cost to build a house like Plainview 2 from demolition, foundation, framing to finish? So I can't answer those specific questions because to be even able to answer those questions took me 10 years of hard work. But what I can tell you is this: renovations cost more than new builds because of the concentrated effort to match old with new. Also, I like to break things out by category. So this is something that I didn't learn until way later. Framing labor has a cost per square foot. Masonry has a cost per square foot. If you want a Cambridge paver patio in your backyard, there's a cost per square foot. Now, of course, if you have to do demo and rip out and then put in that patio, that adds to that cost per square foot. What else? Roofing is measured in squares, 10 by 10 sections. So you pay for a roofing job based on squares. If the roof is 25 squares and the person is charging you $200 per square, you know that it's a $10,000 roof, or sorry, $5,000 roof. So a lot of things do break down to that per square foot cost, and I do have a number that I try to hit per square foot, but that varies tremendously based on the kind of house you're trying to build. Could be a custom build, could be a spec build. I could be building to my market in Hicksville, and I could be building to a market in Laurel Hollow. So it's very tough to answer that question specifically, and I try not to give away too much because then I'd be out of business. The next question here is my favorite build to date. It's funny because I thought about this question for a while and I don't have a specific answer for it, but if I were to sum it up, I would say every build has a nightmare moment where you're like 50% of the way through and you're like miserable. And then at the end, and I've had this feeling at every build, at every step of my development as a builder, where I just look around at the end and I can't believe that we've pulled it off. And it's that moment at the end when you've accomplished whatever you set out to do at that build. It could be right before you're closing and you're doing, you're taking your pictures, your videos. It could be that 99% mark where I just got done cleaning or sweeping and I have a buyer coming through. It's just that one pivotal moment where I just look around and I'm just like, my goodness, like, I can't believe we did this.
Okay, everything.
So we're gonna answer two questions together again. When do you find time to relax and wind down, and do you even sleep? I do. I actually make sure that I sleep 7 to 8 hours. At 6 or less, I just don't function at the same level. I'd like to be down to like 6.5, 7, so I could use more time for other things, particularly for recreation. What do I do to relax and wind down? If I don't go to the gym after a couple days, I start to lose my mind. And sometimes the hardest part is getting to the gym. I'm not this person that goes to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning and gets my exercise then. So at like 6:30 after a 12-hour day, sometimes it's very hard to get to the gym, but once I actually do that, I get a tremendous amount of relaxation from that. What else? I love to go out and eat. Me and my wife, when I'm having a crappy day, I'm just like, forget it. We're not cooking anything today. We're not doing anything today. We're not cleaning up afterwards. Let's just go eat something. And that conversation, that quality time, we don't have kids yet, so we're able to get away, you know, even if it's for an hour or two, go get something to eat, get some dessert, get some tea. So that's always nice. I love to vacation. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened a lot lately. That's another thing that I try to do for relaxation. But in this transitional phase that the business is in right now, and the workload, which I've told you guys in previous episodes, is just insane right now, unparalleled to any time in the past. Even when I go on vacation, it's hard to really get away. So not a whole lot of relaxation and winding down going down right now, but I do get my sleep, and when I do relax, it's something like getting some exercise, going out, going for a walk, hanging out with friends, just to ease my mind for a little bit, but otherwise my mind is running 24/7. Someone just sat down next to us, and I've always been an uncomfortable person in front of the camera. It might be harder to tell now, but we're gonna have to keep going now with somebody sitting right next to us, which is freaking weird. What is your morning routine? I wake up early in the morning for the prayer before sunrise, depending on what time of year that is. In the summertime, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'll try to sneak back a little bit of sleep afterwards. Otherwise, in the wintertime, when it's like 6:30, I'll wake up, brush my teeth, try not to look at my phone for at least the first few minutes because it literally burns my eyes. Get dressed, start the day with some phone calls, depending on what job I'm at. Call the subcontractor that's gonna be at that job that day, make sure we're all on the same page. I'm very specific about the lists that I make, and usually the night before, I'll have a very clear picture of what my day looks like the next day. By clear, I mean a sloppy note in my phone that only I would understand. But yeah, that's my morning routine. Warm up the car, make the coffee. I've been skipping breakfast lately. I like to eat dinner a little bit later. Not super late, but a little bit later, so I don't eat that peanut butter and jelly sandwich anymore that you saw in those earlier episodes. I usually wait until about 12 o'clock to have my first meal. You guys might not believe me, but I smile a lot more than I do on this vlog. My wife actually thinks I'm a huge joker and I need to be a little more serious. But this is something that I've been wanting to talk about. This Ask Me Anything frustrated me a little bit, particularly for the lack of quality questions. And it's funny, right? Because I was never on social media before, except for that Facebook account I made like in 2004 when Facebook first came out. And I got rid of it shortly after. But social media is this funny thing where even I have only been in it for a couple of years. It starts to have an impact on you and your life and how you view things. This is all BS. People are so full of it. If every person was as well off and as ball-in and as fresh as they make themselves out to be on social media platforms, I would see nothing but Bentleys and Porsches and mansions everywhere, okay? Keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing, block out all the noise, and just know that most people are living a lie on their social media platforms. Most realtors, most developers. Me and my friend always joke around about this, but there's always something unsavory that happened that no one talks about, or something unsavory that they do on a regular basis to separate themselves from the pack and have this unreasonably ridiculous success. So keep grinding, stay honest, do good business, and God willing, that energy will come back to you. And on that note, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for whispering, and hope you all have a great day. Please subscribe to this channel, and if you don't already follow me on Instagram, @Pinnacle Real Estate. Have a great day, everyone.